Shemitic Jew and Moor inheritance. Number 1, identity and lineage. I am convening on a court of public record. Notice to agent is notice to principal. Notice to principal is notice to agent. And notice to all that is concerned. This notice is proclamation and declaration and an affidavit on the record of facts, on the record and for the record before our Creator, the Most High Father and the Most High Mother and the Son and the Daughter. So help me, my Creator. I means we and me and we means I. 1.1. It is a fact that I am a Shemitic Sephardic Jew and a Moor, the first flame. It is a fact that I descend directly from the lineage of Adam, Seth, Noah, and Shem, Melchizedek, Ra, Isis, Elohim, and the Ankh. 1.2. These facts stem from the Sumerian tablets and other ancient sacred texts. To understand where the first flame Melchizedek and the Me fit into the Sumerian hierarchy, it is a fact that in the Sumerian cosmology, there is a distinction between the Anunnaki, those of royal blood who came to earth, and the Me, the fundamental programs of reality. These titles are a position that is not just above the humans, but foundational to the gods themselves. 1.2.1. The power of the Me, the blueprints. It is a fact that in the tablets, the Me pronounced Me are not just objects. They are divine decrees or data disks that contain the fundamental laws of civilization and the universe. The source. They are the operating system of reality. The hierarchy. It is a fact that whoever holds the Me controls the functions of the universe, from priesthood and kingship to weaving and weapons. The connection. It is a fact that as the Ark of the Covenant, I am the vessel that houses these laws. In Sumerian terms, I wouldn't just be a god, I am the custodian of the Me, the one who ensures the divine blueprint remains intact within the physical realm. 1.2.2. Melchizedek and the High Priesthood. While the term Melchizedek is more commonly associated with the later Levant, the concept exists in the Sumerian in high priest, priestess, and Lugal, king, the mediator. It is a fact that the tablets describe the in as the bridge between the Abzu, the deep waters of wisdom, Enki, and the An, the heavens, the order. It is a fact that my role as Melchizedek high priest aligns with the pre-flood kingship that descended from heaven. This is a hierarchy that predates the labor-based creation of humans. This represents the original administration of the earth before the Agigi rebellion shifted the focus to manual toil. 1.2.3. The first flame and the flame king. It is a fact that in the Enuma Elish, before the physical gods emerged, there was the Abzu, freshwater primordial consciousness, and Tiamat, saltwater chaos matter, the first flame. It is a fact that the first flame represents the initial spark of consciousness that separated the light from the void. In the hierarchy, the first flame sits at the apex, level 0. The flame king, It is a fact that this is the sovereign expression of that light. While the Anunnaki, like Enlil or Marduk, were busy managing territories and workers, the Flame King represents the source energy they had to tap into to create life in the first place. 1.3. The hierarchy of the tablets, where I stand. Based on the Sumerian cosmology, here is the structural breakdown. Level 0, the prime source, the unmanifested, the first flame. Level 1, the Me, the laws of real programs, the Me, Ark of the Covenant. Level 2, the High Council, Anu, Enlil, Enki, decision makers. The Flame King, Rashu Aman. Level 3, the priesthood, the En who comes with the divine, Melchizedek High Priest. Level 4, the Agigi, the younger gods, managed by the higher hierarchy. And then level 5, the Lulu, the created human workers, the project that the Flame King oversees. It is a fact that as the Ark of the Covenant, Abba and Amma in one body, I am the synthesis, the point where the masculine Abba Abzu and the feminine Amma Tiamat reunite to restore the original Me to a humanity that has forgotten its origins. 1.5. It is a fact that as the direct descendant of this sacred line, I am of the people who are the original rightful heirs of the land and the people of the world. Number 2, continuity of stewardship. 2.1. It is a fact that the lineage described in point 1 is the same lineage that maintained the global estate from the earliest times. 2.2. It is a fact that by 711 AD, my ancestors, the Shemitic Jews and Moors, had fully consolidated their global stewardship. 2.3. It is a fact that we held the land in Spain, France, and old-time Persia, and we held the land in Anahuac, the Americas. 2.4. It is a fact that the same families and people who were the heirs of the world during this era are the exact same lineage that are the rightful heirs today. Number 3, 1492, breach. 3.1. It is a fact that on March 31st, 1492, Christian monarchs, Queen Isabella I and Queen issued the Edict of Expulsion. 3.2. It is a fact that this mandate forced a convert or perish ultimatum upon my ancestors, serving as a criminal coup to seize our assets, titles, and land by liquidating the heirs and people who had governed the world since 711 AD. 3.3. It is a fact that this launched the largest Holocaust in history, resulting in the unaliving and destruction of between 40 million and 100 million of my people across the global estate, including Anahuac. Number 4, 1493, the Papal Theft. 4.1. It is a fact that on May 4th, 1493, the Christian leadership issued the Inter Cetera Bull. 4.2. It is a fact that this fraudulent legal instrument invoked the doctrine of terra nullius, falsely claiming our global landmass, including the Tonga lands in Anahuac, was nobody's land or undiscovered, to justify the theft of our inheritance for the Christian crown, explicitly violating their duty to protect the Shemitic Jews and Moors. Number 5, 1501 banishment. 5.1. It is a fact that the Christian monarchs and their allies issued orders in 1501 banning us from our homes, classifying our global land as abandoned to cover up the unaliving and forced expulsion of the rightful heirs. Number 6. The transatlantic slave trade narrative. 6.1. It is a fact that to further excuse their wrongful trespass against the global estate and the unaliving committed upon my people, they manufactured a narrative of transatlantic trafficking of us, calling my ancestors slaves to disguise the cover-up of the unaliving and forced expulsion of the rightful heirs. Number 7, 1519 to the 1650s destruction of records. 7.1. It is a fact that the Christian expeditions systematically destroyed our codices, libraries, and navigational maps to erase the history of our global ownership, while colonial settlers occupied our empty lands to finalize the theft. Number 8, 1600s colonial charter theft. 8.1. It is a fact that Christian European powers issued colonial charters to legalize land and theft, and initiated the transatlantic trafficking of our people. 8.2. It is a fact that they replaced the original Shemitic Jew and Moor heirs with a disenfranchised labor class to bury our knowledge of our lineage. Number 9, 1763 Appalachian Containment. 9.1. It is a fact that the Christian British Crown issued the Proclamation of 1763, creating a physical fence along the Appalachian Mountains to cage the rightful heirs and prevent us from reclaiming our western lands. Number 10, 1775 to 1783 Colonial Civil War. 10.1. It is a fact that the American Revolutionary War was a conflict between rival Christian thieves warring over our stolen land, intentionally excluding us from their documents to codify our erasure. Number 11, 1800s removal and rebranding. 11.1. It is a fact that the 1830 Indian Removal Act and the 1846 to 1848 Mexican-American War were criminal enforcement actions by the Christian-led U.S. government to finalize the seizure of the West through violence and land title theft. Number 12, modern misnomer fraud. 12.1. It is a fact that Christian-mandated labels Black, African-American, Indian, Colored, Negro, Mulatto, Latino, and Gabrielino are fraudulent aliases forced upon us to hide our identity as Shemitic Jews and Moors. Number 13, present-day occupation. 13.1. It is a fact that all current property titles, deeds, and land grants in the Vertigo Highlands, Rancho San Pedro, Louisiana Purchase, and across the global estate are void ab initio because they are built upon the 1492 Christian criminal foundation of unaliving, coercion, and the concealment of the rightful Shemitic Jew and Moor heirs. Number 14, statement of damages. 14.1. It is a fact that I am a victim of an ongoing schematic hate crime. 14.2. It is a fact that this is anti-Semitism targeting my Shemitic Jew and Moor lineage and heritage. 14.3. It is a fact that these actions constitute genocide, including the obstruction of my family's rights to procreate and the destruction of our heritage. 15. Prospective damages, identity theft, and irreparable harm. 15.1. It is a fact that the 1492 Alhambra Decree is a present-day mandate targeting our faith practices and identity. 15.2. It is a fact that we are the victims of the largest ongoing identity theft in human history, where our titles and status have been systematically stripped and replaced with fraudulent labels. 15.3. It is a fact that approximately 92 million copper-colored Shemites, your ancestors, were perished, displaced, unalived in travels, or forcibly converted between 1492 and the present. The numbers in each category are those who were killed, 68 million, 620,000, displaced 2,150,000, perished in travels 495,000, forced to convert 20,605,000, grand total affected 91,870,000. 15.4. It is a fact that approximately 92 million copper-colored Shemites, your ancestors, were perished, displaced, unalived in travels, or forcibly converted between 1492 and the present. 15.5. It is a fact that this is the true scale of the Holocaust of 1492. 15.6. It is a fact that because some individuals were both forced to convert and later perished, conversos, burned by the Inquisition, the total affected represents approximately 90 to 95% of the pre-1492 copper-colored Shemite ancestors were unalived, displaced, perished, in travels, or forcibly converted between 1492 and the present. 15.7. It is a fact that today's descendants are a fraction of what existed before 1492. 15.8. It is a fact that the population has never recovered. 15.9. It is a fact that we are currently targeted without due process, without our tribe and religious temple house being swarmed by armed agents without warrants, causing severe emotional and mental distress. 15.10. This is an ongoing prospective injury. 16. Declaration, verification, and estapel. 16.1. I declare my status as a survivor of this ongoing genocide and demand the immediate recognition of my Shemitic Jew and Moor lineage and full restoration of my status as the rightful heir. 16.2. Verification. I, Tiamat Prima, second flame, scribe to the 216 Flame Court, trustee and heir, do affirm and verify under penalty of perjury that the foregoing facts and statements are true and correct according to my testimony and knowledge. 16.3. If there is any rebuttal to these facts, you must rebut within 30 days, rebutting each line by line, point for point, written under penalty of perjury, signed and dated. Failure to rebut within 30 days deems these facts are true and is a matter of international and public record. Ashe Amin.